All right. So the Super Falcons handled business in the first leg of their women's AFCON qualification matchup versus Cape Verde. 5-0 was the scoreline, and to be honest, it really could have been and should have been much worse than that. But that right there is in the past, and in less than 24 hours, the team will look to close things out and book their ticket to the next edition of the women's AFCON, which will be hosted in Morocco. Of course, this is the final round of qualification, so hence the winner of this final round will be in the women's AFCON. Now, before we get more into details about this match, please don't forget to like and share this video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. So yeah, the Super Falcons will be taking on Cape Verde in the second leg of their women's AFCON qualification matchup. The game is going to be played tomorrow, Tuesday, the 5th of December, 5 p.m. Nigerian time to start. And it's going to be hosted at the Estadio Nacional de Cabo Verde in Praia, Cape Verde. When it comes to watching the game, I honestly don't have any information about that right now. I've been checking, looked at the Cape Verde Federation page and things like that, but no information yet. I will continue searching, and if I do find something, I will let you guys know one way or another, so stay in touch. Now, going into the first leg, I felt like there were a couple of questions that had to be answered. First of which, the coaching situation. How was that going to affect the team? Of course, Randy Waldrum still without a contract, not the coach of the team at the moment. Justin Madugu, the interim head coach, he has been the assistant under Randy Waldrum, so it's not like they plucked him out of the sky. He has been part of this setup, and he was basically given the task of keeping the ship afloat as the situation goes on. And for me, he has done a great job. I mean, you can always say that the teams he has played have not been that good, or they have not been that highly rated, but you can only play who they put in front of you. And the people they have put in front of him, he has really done a good job. So you got to give him his credit. I don't think we've been missing a beat. Then there was also talk about the players that were unavailable for this match. A whole bunch of key players not available. And that also, you got to give credit to the coach. But just like I said in the video before the first leg, it gives the others an opportunity. It lets other players shine. We saw what Deborah Abiodun did in the match. We saw what Akuro Ogbonna playing in an unfamiliar right back position did in the match. So I just feel like it just gave everybody opportunities. And because the coach put the right players in there, they took the opportunities. And it was just good. It was good. Now, going into the second leg, I feel like we need to avoid the natural instinct of relaxing. We can't relax in this situation. We got to keep our foot on the gas and make sure we get the job done with a plumb, because for one, miracles do happen. Don't know how it can happen with 5-0, but miracles do happen, and we don't want to be part of any miracles like that. So we got to do the job, and we got to be ruthless with it. I mean, I'm not really a fan of taking your foot off the gas if you're the Super Falcons. If you look at what's going on in the African game, you got all these other teams feeling like, hey, I can keep up with the Super Falcons. I can beat the Super Falcons. And we got to send messages. We got to send messages to these teams. Like, you're not on our level. And the way you do that is when you catch a team like this, you beat them black and blue. You got to send a message somehow, and that's the way you do it. Now, when it comes to the lineup prediction, I got to pat myself on the back a little bit. Got all but one right. Akuro Ogbonna, right back. She came into the team, but everything else was correct. So, like I said, definitely got to pat myself on the back. This time, I feel like the coach got some things that will be coming to mind when he's coming up with this lineup. First of all, you did win the first match 5-0, so the other players are looking at you like, Coach, you gonna give me some playing time? You did win 5-0, but at the same time, you can't just put all new players out there, go out there disjointed, and problems start happening. So you got to have some sort of continuity with the squad, and that kind of becomes the issue when picking a squad like this. So that being said, probably not going to be patting myself on the back after this lineup right here, because it's pretty much up in the air. For goalkeeper, I think we're going to start with Chiamaka Nadoze. I think if Tochukwu Aloihi was going to start this match, she wouldn't have come off the bench in the last match. That's just my thought, but I might be wrong. With the central defenders, I think we're going to keep the same two. Osinachi Hale and Tosin Demain, both of them will be starting at that position. Then I believe Rofieri Moran and maybe Akudo Ogbonna again at the fullback position. Rofieri Moran, of course, the left back, and Akudo right back. Midfield, Deborah Biodun, and this one is kind of iffy, but I'm thinking Esto Yenezide to start this one. It seems like you only need one defensive midfielder in the game against Cape Verde. So Deborah Biodun definitely has that covered. Then you get Esto Yenezide and Tony Payne playing a little bit ahead. Oops, that was the next player I was going to name. Tony Payne, the next player. But yeah, both of them playing a little bit ahead of Deborah Biodun. And I feel like that's how it's going to go. More than likely, might be wrong. Left side of the attack, I'm going to go with Rensola Babajide. Has been coming off the bench, has been lively in the performances, and I feel like maybe this is the opportunity to give her a first start for the Super Falcons. At the striker position, Esto Okoronkwo, I think the 2 goals off the bench did enough, and the coach is definitely going to give her another chance to see what she'll do in that first half against Cape Verde. Then at the right side of the attack, I think he's going to stick with Rashida Tajibade. I don't think she has been on the bench for a second since the coach has taken charge of the team. So I think that's how it's going to be. That's the starting 11. Let me know what you think. And also let me know your predictions for the match, the second leg, which will be played tomorrow against Cape Verde. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.